Get down to the B side.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome, baby. We are back again. Tell someone, to all your friends, baby. The Angela Rashay Show is about to start. We're about to get into some things and talk about, honestly, one of my favorite series out there, from Chasing Reality. Ooh, my hair is, you know what? It's just going to be all over the place today. I don't care no more. I tried earlier. I had to put my headset back on and off, and it's just going to be where it's going to be. You know what? How about this? Boom. Don't care anymore. Bow. Uh, we'll take it. Anyway, we're going to talk about episodes 1 and 2, but we're going to do this a little bit different than most reviews, whereas most of them are talking about the content in the show, which has been really, really good and honestly a lot to talk about. And, I really want to talk about it. And I don't know, child, because I was asked to do it with somebody. I told them no because things I saw with the last show, I was just kind of like, I don't know if this is really what I want to get into. I don't know if I'm interested, but I'm watching how this season is going. I'm watching how the people are responding, and I'm kind of interested. I might see if that person might let me do a little guest spot or something, a little 1-2, and then maybe we'll do one on my own after that. We'll see. I'm not convinced yet. But we only 2 episodes in, so we still got more time for me to decide that is an option, a route, or whatever have you that I might want to go. Anyway, I'm going to turn my light down because it's super, super bright, and no need for that. I can't see. Hello? Okay, there we go. Ooh. Okay, it might be a little dark. Okay. Compromise. Yes, compromise. We're going to talk about lighting in just a minute here anyway. So what I'm going to do is talk about some of the things when it comes to the production notes that I see in terms of on the show. That comes down to things that could have happened in the moment, pre-production, post-production, whatever have you. I'm just going to ask some questions about the things that I noticed. I could be wrong. I could hit the nail on the head. Who knows? It's really just what I see and what I feel. Now, there is one other thing I want you to keep in mind, because you're going to hear me say it a lot, and I don't feel like repeating this over and over and over again, because honestly, that does not sound like anything that any of us want to go through. So, if you hear me say that it is clean, that means that everything in the scene is done well. It's shot well. The audio is good. The visuals are good. If there's any edits that need to happen, they're just done well. There's no real notes to it. Everything is good. It's clean. We like clean. Clean is great. Clean your hands. Okay, clean your hands. Clean. So if you hear me say that, I'm not about to get into too many more details. That just means it is what it is. Now, we're going to do this. We're doing episodes 1 and 2 today. I'm going to go right on through my little list here. So I'm going to pull up my notes. And like I said, we're going to go right on through. We're going to start it off right at the beginning of the season. We open up with a nice, strong performance from Jet Jeff. I know, Dario, you got a good little time editing this together. You can always tell that the music parts seem like they're a lot more fun to put together. I'm sure they are. You're not dealing with people talking and a whole lot of mess. Also, thank you for not giving us the actual audio from the festival. No shade to the people down to the Texas, but I don't care where you are. Picking up live audio from speakers over a phone, camera, any kind of recording device is just not the tea. You don't want to hear it as much as you think you do. Trust me. So thank y'all for not putting that in there. I mentioned lighting earlier. I am wondering if there is a little blue type filter happening because season of Dallas is, blue themed. Because I noticed in the Atlanta season, there was like this weird kind of orangey tone to everybody. Almost, it said Saint Tropez, as I believe I called it. So I'm wondering if that was a choice, because Jet's jacket, it was feeling a little fuchsia instead of pink, and he seemed a little like, it just seemed like there was a blue cast all over him. I don't know. It was just, I noticed it with some other people, but just not as heavily. So maybe it was just the lighting with his jacket. I don't know. as a note, it was great to not have to spend all like a lot of time wondering about the old cast members. Baby, I'll address that real quick. This person gone, this person gone, this person gone. I talked to this person out of town. Boom, we ain't gotta ask about them. It's over. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for addressing it immediately. Immediately. We love that. The rest of that scene was good. It was cute. Nothing else really to talk about there. Next, we move on to Astro at the place where they record the music, the studio. That's the word, the studio. A note about these studios. Is it just me? Am I just not the one who is a fan of this filming in these poorly lit studios? And I do mean poorly lit, to the point that we had to pull out a giant spotlight to put on Astro to film him, to still barely see anything, while it's so bright with the spotlight that we can see the fact that he has touched the frames of his glass. Like, that lighting is not anyone's friend. And it does not matter if you are from the darkest of the dark skins to the, okay, what did T.S. Madison say? She said dark brown, beige, fluorescent beige. Okay, all of us don't look good in that lighting. For a picture, maybe. But for filming, it wasn't doing favors for Astro nor Kesey. I don't know. Maybe we just scrap that lighting. I get getting them in the booth, but let's just light up the booth and film them like that. Because this spotlight lighting is no. I'm not a fan. Next we move into them talking. My only real thing here. So here's the thing. Kesey had this outfit on where he had a t-shirt and some leather pants. The leather pants being the clear focal point of the outfit. Why did we start the pan at the focal point? It would have been great to go from his beautiful face down the body that we have all already seen without a shirt on, and with the shirt on is lovely, and then to these beautiful pants, and then swipe right on over to Astro to start talking. Because it was just weird to go up, and then it was like, oh my God, those pants are cool, and then I was like, t-shirt. Okay. I wasn't real excited about. Like, it kind of lost the excitement of these leather pants, especially on someone like Kesey, who is not usually known for fashion. It would have just been nice to end on that big old fashion moment, or even if we started at his face and zoomed out to the pant, so we could like get the full effect of this fashion moment from him, because it was a good look. We lost the hit because we went from shirt. It was like beautiful pant, shirt. But either way, Kesey still looked good. I wasn't mad about it. Astro, you won extra points from me because you're the only person who did this, and I need Ted Lee to take notes. When y'all are discussing things that happened on the previous season, I need y'all to say last year. Astro said last year. He was talking about mans and managers. Last year. Can we please move into last year? Because I hate when y'all say last season. It just takes me out of the fact that y'all are supposed to be in these real moments. And it just reminds me that you're filming a show. And I kind of hate that. But it's not the end of the world. It's just, Astro, thank you. Thank you, Astro. I appreciate you so much. So much for that. Outside of that, the rest of the scene was cute. It was cool. Nothing really happened in terms of production to talk about. Next. Let me rephrase. I'm so sorry. Let me back up. They did mention Ted Lee's. Sorry, y'all. They mentioned Ted Lee's event, and I like this because we ended with them talking about Ted Lee's event, which is a great tie to how we ended the last scene. So now we've actually strung together along the fact that, hey, we do have an actual endpoint here, which is Ted Lee's event. Shout out to this. This was good editing. You kept us on it the entire time. So thank y'all for that. All right. The next scene is Ted Lee talking about his past relationships and all these things. Let me tell you, on a personal note, this was really interesting to watch because I remember going through all of these things, like watching all of this tea break, all the lives, the TCB lives, the Instagram lives, all of them happening in real time, and then wondering if this is going to be on the show. And it's crazy that we're here. So much crazy so Girl, let me tell you, Nicole, you always say turn your cameras on. I'm gonna listen to you from now on, because shout out to Chasing Reality. Thank y'all for putting me in the episode, girl. I got a good laugh in there, good face moment. The laugh happened. Look, and to the point that somebody even noticed in the chat. I said, "Oh my God, they noticed me. I got 2 seconds of fame." But for a good thing, and this is even from me as a production note, to any of you, if you're ever on any of these panels, take a few minutes to get camera ready. If my face wasn't there, my face wouldn't have been there. Okay? If my face wasn't in the moment. So take your time, take 5 minutes, get camera ready, turn your camera on. You do not know who's watching. You do not know who might be there. And if you're just not feeling it, so be it. But you just don't know. And so honestly, after that, I'm gonna make sure, like, not saying I might not ever end up in anything else ever again. And that's okay. But there's no reason not to be prepared. And you know what? I'm going to take that, because they didn't have to do that. Little old me didn't have 2 seconds. Look, that was a lot for me. It meant a lot to me. It really, really did. And I'm going to sit here and like talk about it for a second, but I appreciated it. It was cool. But it meant a lot. You know, I got to be there. It was fun. I was literally there. Like, that's why it was crazy, because I'm like, man, I remember these moments. And then just to see my face pop up, I wasn't ready. But I was like in those moments. Outside of that, the rest of the scene was fine. It was kind of easy to kind of fall out of this scene, because I knew it. And I actually knew what was going on. However, one other thing, Ted Lee, if you gonna build us up to this point and you gonna have them say 3, 2, 1 action throw, I'm gonna need the energy you give before the 3, 2, 1 action to make sense. Because where you were before you threw that glass, no ma'am. No ma'am. No, because we seen you get angry. We seen you get angry down to the reunion. So we need y'all to make sure that doesn't feel 3, 2, 1 and toss. But that being said, safety first. So also 3, 2, 1 action. It had to happen. Outside of that, that was the end of that scene. What was next? I'm going through the okay. We got to meet Seven. I really like this scene, and I like meeting Seven not next to Kesey, because we actually got to meet Seven for real. It gave us a true insight to him as a person. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I did not know him like that. I've heard of his name. I'm not gonna act stupid. I've heard his name, but I never really got into him like that. This scene really kind of gave me some good insight to who he is as a person, and I was really on board. So I appreciated that they told his story as his own person and not just Kesey's boyfriend. I really, really appreciate that. So shout out to Markel and Dario, whoever decided to string it that way. Thank y'all for giving us Seven as his own person and not just Kesey's boyfriend, because that would have probably not ended as like we wouldn't have gotten to know him as well, I feel like. The next scene was Ariel and Robert. One thing here, shout out to y'all making sure that the monetization went through with the pixelization. Outside of that, this scene was clean. Robert, I have to give you your credit, baby. You're organizing a drag queen's tips, baby. Let me tell you, if some man who I trust, and we're not like brother, sister, but we're like friends, and you're organizing my tips and my bag is organized at the end of the show, once that makeup comes off. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to the next scene, which is Ted Lee, JC, and Marquise. I really like this scene. I remember watching it in real time, and not like at the moment, watching it on the show and thinking this just felt really organic. Everything flowed. It was great. Shout out to this. Very, very clean. Now I will say, Markel, and Markel, I'm gonna ask you this directly because you're the EP. Was there a specific dress code for this? The green screens? Because I don't know, friend. I just feel like I've seen all of these people in such looks that t-shirts and beaters, even though everybody looks clean, like be clear, everybody looks clean, but just t-shirts and beaters, I'm surprised. Like I guess I'm surprised. I guess I just expected a little grander. I don't know. It's something about the it's something about the uncle aunties of Dallas that kind of just give me suited and booted, and I just didn't get that from most of them. I don't know. It just especially because I get here, I got you. They look real nice in these scenes and you get to the green screens and it's not the same. And I think for me as a viewer that kind of throws me off because when I think of a green screen, I think of this as your inner mind, right? I think of this as how you see yourself thinking about this in the moment. And I just couldn't imagine looking at myself and thinking about, like, I never think of myself in my head wearing anything less grand than what I actually have on. So it's just weird to be like, you look better in the scene. Like, you should, I don't know. I just feel like people shouldn't look better in the scene than they do their green screen in reality in this, you know. But nobody looks terrible. Everybody looks clean. I expected more. But, you know, it's just a little note, a personal question. Um, Now about this scene, I did say it was clean. However, I do have one question. Because y'all said that we was coming in to talk about Ted Lee's uh program. However, the food provided did not align with that. Was this originally supposed to be a Marquise scene, like intro scene, and we had to storyboard a way to make it flow with the people? Is that what happened here? Because the food provided did not match what we told we was coming to see. I'm just wondering if we had to try and flip that together real quick in the green screen. Say, Telly, you say he coming to see about this stuff because y'all gonna talk about it. But yeah, because I was like, why they got rice and broccoli and mixed vegetables, and you served wings and spinach dip down to the event. Anyway. Next we got to, oh Lord. Now we got to Ted Lee's event. Now, Markel, I know this had to be, first of all, I know this day had to be a nightmare for you, friend. It had to be. Logistically, physically, emotionally, a nightmare. A nightmare. You got these two events on the same day. One is a suited and booted. The other one was a pre-launch party. I'm going to give you all the credit in the world, Markel. You tried your hardest to not show exactly the fullness of the room. But then he asked for people to clap, and that clap betrayed him. Oh, that clap betrayed him so bad. But y'all tried really, really hard. I saw the hard work go in there. So Markel and whoever else was filming that scene, shout out to you because y'all really, really tried to not show exactly how few people were in the room until they talked about it. Because y'all tried it. Baby Nicole. Nicole, you did what you were supposed to do. I can imagine for Markel, you were just a breath of fresh air to make the life easy. Yeah, period. Shout out to the camera person. Whoever caught Seven's reaction to the realization that Nicole showed up to cause chaos, and you watched him go, and it was like that. Thank y'all for stuff like that. Like making sure we saw that because you let us audience members know, yup, it's coming. I mean, we all know because we know Nicole, but it just helps. It's little stuff like that that helps. Now, little things that don't help is when you're trying to not necessarily show off the fact that this man has nothing printed in his book. Maybe the people should go to 45 minutes and 47 seconds and just go ahead and watch that little clip there where you see Telly's flipping the book around and you'll notice that there's nothing on the page. Now we talking about the production notes here, baby. We gonna talk about the things of the things. Tedley, your book was empty down to the potty. I know Nicole confirmed this, but I could have confirmed this before she did because we saw you waving a book around with no page. Baby, if that's the case, keep it closed. Just keep it closed. The next scene is down to George's party. Everything was great. I always love seeing cameos of the people who are actively in the community, right? So seeing like TCB always popping up, seeing the other bloggers have moments popping up, and also seeing Really Being Ebby popping up. I'm always giving a little shout out to my peoples. It's good to see them. Shout out to my Drag Race panel girls. Got their cameo down to the Chasing Dallas as well. So it's good to see all three of us on this first episode. It's fun to see cameos of people but they're not like cast members, especially now that I've been around for a minute. It's like fun, like pick out the people. But shout out to them. They was there too. The last note I really have for this scene is baby Markel. Markel, I know you enjoyed having Travis Ware and Nicole stand in a circle together because you had the group chat and Nicole standing there just chaos. I mean, what a good first episode. You brought Atlanta, you brought LA, you brought the group chat, which aired right before Dallas did. It was a really, really good episode. And I know, so shout out to y'all. Episode 1 was amazing. And y'all should be super, super proud of yourselves because that was the tea. Now, that was episode 1. Like I said, there was a lot of things in 1 that were to note. Episode 2, we get into some things. It wasn't as much to know. And you know what? I'm going to go over this real quick. And here's why. Episode 2 gave us good insight to all these people. We saw all these people working. Okay, we saw all these people working all episode. This is one of the episodes where you wasn't mad about it because everybody was succeeding. We open up Jet working, showing us his actual day job. You know what? This is what I live for. Jet Jeff, I live for you, baby. You are, for me as a viewer, and even just as somebody to work with, it seems real easy. You gave us your whole family life. Let's see, we done been through your family, your work, your come up, you still working. Now we seeing your 9 to 5. So we know that this baby has, he said, multiple streams of income. Let's keep it a buck. The production level that Jeff has is not cheap. It's not cheap. Thank you for showing us the fact that you work and you have stuff going on. We get to Tedley next. We see Tedley working. Well, now this is what I love about this. We don't have to have manufactured drama. The drama is actually happening. The drama is Tedley's actual job on the line. Shout out to this. The rest of that scene was funny as hell. Robert, you are a fucking clown. But production-wise, this was funny. This was good. It was a good scene. It was clean. I will say, though, shout out to the guest stars of the scene. Markel, I did see that your reflection made an appearance, as well as your silver and black tripod also made an appearance in the scene. Shout out to the guest stars. We appreciated that. The next thing we saw was Astro and his gay dad. This scene was clean. There's nothing to say. It was clean. Next thing was Robert, Sean, and the friend Mark, I believe his name was. Again, the drama in this, because they sitting down, they talking a little mess, but it actually has things to do with things happening in the cast. We're actually talking about drama because Robert is trying to purchase a building from the realtor, Tedley, who's talking to his friend Sean, who's like, yo, I'm trying to get this building, but he couldn't even come through for me. Sean then says, well, actually, I have a little run-in with Tedley through some situation I personally had with a friend who I recommended. Tedley ain't got his stuff. I love this. This is real drama. This is not that manufacturer, I'm going to just talk about you just because. This is real drama because of somebody's real life. Thank y'all. Other than that, this scene was good. We get the Kesey and Seven work scene clean. Clean. Shout out to you, Seven. You hit that dip, baby, even in them shoes. Clean. Um, Now the JC work scene, Lord have mercy. This scene felt like it dragged on. And here's the real issues with this. You had one person talking who does sound like a pastor, and we all know what I mean when I'm not trying to talk like be funny or like be mean to him. But JC has that cadence that it reminds you of a pastor. He's speaking with about 8 other people in the room, and they're not saying too much back to him. It gave sermon. It was giving sermon. If we're gonna have a scene that long, we gotta have somebody that's gonna actually like have a conversation. It didn't feel like a conversation. It felt like him talking for 355 seconds. 355 seconds. JC just talked at us. I understand we had to get to know him. This was a lot. 355. And yes, I did count it. But it was good to get to know him, and hopefully we did it. Now we ain't gotta do it too much. Now nobody's saying I don't know about him. I don't know nothing about him. We know about him. It was a lot, but we know. So we'll take it. The problem I had next though, on just a flowing note, we then had that long scene with him just talking just to go into his party. Maybe we could have rearranged that a little bit. Maybe we could have had, because these people never interacted between these things, no one would have known the timeline and no one would have cared. Y'all could have had JC do his scene and then have Sean and Robert meet up and then had the party, because it just dragged. It was a lot. Shout out to JC though. You doing a lot, baby. I ain't mad at you. I was a little tired of you by the end of this, and that's not your fault. It just dragged on. It really, really did. Not Astro, baby. I hope that your actual birthday was a real blast, because this was not your real birthday. This gave, it's close to Astro's birthday and we need something to do. We'll just say it's Astro's birthday party so we can get everybody to come together and talk about this. All right, cool, great, excellent. Robert, on a side note, I did catch, and the camera did catch, that you rolled beautifully pearled. Beautifully pearled. And I'm gonna stop right there. If you know what I'm talking about, you do. And if you don't, go back and watch it. And if you figure it out, great. Come back here and leave the word pearled in the comments. Also, y'all, we gotta stop shading people for having these scenes in the apartment clubhouse or the apartment lobbies. Here, let me tell you some notes about these from a production standpoint. These areas are usually decently or well lit. You can add extra lighting because they usually have plenty of plugs and spaces. It's usually not too hard to get those clubhouses and whatnot to allow you to film in them, because they don't usually have too much signage that shows their name or anything that is copyright. And you ain't got to risk nobody's personal stuff getting broken, destroyed, and having people in your house that you don't like. These are good spaces to film stuff. Y'all got to stop shading this. Just saying. Now, that being said, we move into the rest of this. My question to you, Markel, did you have a conversation with Astro about the order of service and he got a little tipsy and forgot it, but you made sure Sean was ready to go with the order of service as the backup? Because Astro at his own birthday party walked out and said, let's play a game. And Sean said, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do an icebreaker. And it gave, that's not the order of service. We're doing an icebreaker. And then he said, okay, we're going to do something next. And then Sean said, no, we're going to talk to Tedley because what's good? And I said, so Sean, were you prepared? Did somebody tell you, yo, if Astro doesn't get to the things, you got to do it? Because it definitely gave Sean make it spicy. And I'm not mad about it because it was time to get in, get out. Now, that being said, the audio in the scene was not my favorite. Maybe 1 or 2 extra audio recording devices would have maybe done the people some good, but outside of that, it was good. That was honestly the whole episode. If you want more about what happened in the episode, go watch one of the lovely people reviewing it, or just go watch the episode, child. really go watch the episode. But if you hear, I'm assuming you already watched the episode. But if you want to know more insight about it, go watch the people reviewing it. Now, I've been here almost 30 minutes. I'm not going to hold you too much longer. I am going to make this note. Markel, you did mention to me down to the Instagram live once that you said you are here for the people getting in and out and being done with the mess and done with the stuff. We're not trying to be here all day. I see the evidence of that, and I appreciate it. With that, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all join me next week for the next review for season 5, episode 3 of Chasing Dallas. I'm excited to see the rest of this, how it goes down. Y'all stick with me. We're going to keep it together. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Get down to the baseline.
Hello, beautiful people.